The vision of Willinga, gosh, it's a big one, and it's a small part of the vision, but an incredibly important part of it. This is all part of sort of the Willinga Park brand, but it's really just one element of this whole complex. There's so much to it. I think the really overpowering thing about this place here is, first of all, you can't understand it until you've been here. And then when you get here, you think of the generosity of the way that the doors are just open here to anybody that has an interest in equestrian, in gardens, the bush, the area. And I think the absolute overwhelming feeling that you get is just this sense of generosity and sharing. This is really a complex for sharing an interest and a passion, and that's very much a reflection of Terry and Janet Snow.
I ride stock horses, so it's a bit more. I think some people feel a bit apprehensive talking to me. I try not to be, but we've had a lot of support from the community, and you know, we've done things like built the new gantry and done work like that in the community, and I think that they understand that we're here for the long term and we're here to do good.
Anybody who has an interest in equestrian or even just sort of lifestyle, this has to be one of the absolute benchmarks in Australia. It really is something to be seen. This is very much a reflection of the industry as a whole, of just the depth of the equine fraternity in Australia, and it's a commitment to that.
I have a lifetime in horses. The one thing I've always tried to do in my life is involve horses. So as a young bloke growing up in the UK, it was with horses. I came to Australia in 1988, so it's a long while ago now. And again, I owe Australia heaps, because I started a newspaper way back in then, Australian Horse News, and from that I've graduated to running my own farm and equestrian business. Miguel, having a great show. I was lucky enough to be the anchor for the Rio Olympic Games. It was my first, I recall, nerves when they count you in and go live to the nation. I remember that distinctly, and a few butterflies, but you get into it, you get involved. I look back with that as fondness. It's the biggest sporting event in the world. This wonderful facility reminds me of anything on a comparable, if not better, than anything else in the world. I'll put that right there. It misses nothing. Comfort of the horse, comfort of the rider, the location. I could speak for 10, 15 minutes about it. It is that good.
One of the great things about Willinga are the fabulous stables. They're enclosed, we've got stallion boxes at the end of each row. They're rubber lined, so we don't need to, they're much, much safer for the horses. They don't slip, they don't get cast. The boxes are a great size. They are luxury facilities. But the future here is to use the facility more. You know, it's available for hire. We can do camp drafting, we can do breed shows, we can do hack shows, we can do dressage. The future is, it's bright, it's up to us to market Willinga, it's up to us to get the word out there that this is a venue for hire.
I'm very cranky. Am I interrupting your breakfast? My name's Jennifer Wood, I'm 34, I'm from Kidal in Central West New South Wales. This is my Grand Prix horse, Leroy. He's a 12-year-old Zangarshire stallion. I think it's really important that you have a bond with your horse, especially if you ride at Grand Prix level. It's not what you do in the ring that always makes you win the class, it's what you do with your horse out of the ring, and how you know your horse and preparing your horse for that big class, and knowing that horse and knowing their traits and what works for them and how to prepare them for certain classes, especially with different venues. We've been at a couple of shows lately where it's all been indoor World Cup classes, and now we're here in this magnificent arena. So we prepare our horses a little differently to ride in a big open space. What a great round.
I think it's very powerful for the next generation. They aspire to jump at places like this. They aspire to jump for prize pools. You can really imagine, as a young person, it gives you hope, because you can do something with a career in a sport. And this is what Terry Snow and his family have offered Australia.
We have volunteers from the community that help us out here. You know, we have a bushfire brigade, fundraising day, Red Cross has been here, we're looking after the local pony clubs on one end of it, and then you have these Gold Buckle premier show jumping events. So it's a give and take on both sides, and that's what makes it so nice, that's what makes it work. It's very much a community effort, and without community, it wouldn't be half of what it is.